That's hard to believe. Did Germany really not do thorough and extensive research here and completely forget about 45,000 valuable Bitcoin? Welcome to Crypto Yule. These are some exciting news. What has been uncovered here? Incredible! While Germany usually makes headlines in the crypto space with things like, are they now actually abolishing tax exemption or the 1 year holding period, which we'll get to in a moment, there have now been completely different headlines, because Germany has also become a meme in the crypto scene. And right now, if we take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart, it seems to be waking up from the summer slump, even though it did have a high during the summer. Looking at the events in the US, if you draw a line here, it's actually more of a sideways phase. And slowly, it could start to wake up. September is one of those months where we still have to be a bit nervous, but then things could pick up again. If you want to buy cryptocurrencies, check out our exchange comparison on cryptoyule.com. So now the big question is, what just happened here? I think by now we all know this meme. Germany actually became a meme because they sold 50,000 Bitcoin at an average price of $54,000. Just a quick reminder, the current price is $110,000, and this meme is everywhere, whether it's in English, mainly American, but also in the Asian space. Whenever it comes to cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, Germany is always mentioned as the worst seller. Back then, they had to sell their Bitcoin for about 2.64 billion euros. These were confiscated from the movie 2K case. The whole movie 2K topic might already be familiar to some from earlier times. They were simply pirated copies that were uploaded online, and anyone could download these movies for a small fee. Bitcoin was gladly accepted as payment, and eventually these Bitcoins were confiscated. At the time of these illegal activities, after everything came to light, all those Bitcoins were confiscated and eventually had to be converted into euros. And at the time of the sale, it was still unclear who would receive the money. And now comes the real bombshell. Arkham Intelligence, a platform that repeatedly uncovers where and how cryptocurrencies are connected and analyzes who owns which cryptocurrencies, has now come into play. There you can find the US government, the Trump wallet, and of course wallets like Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder of Bitcoin, but also wallets like Justin Sun's, the one from Tron, who is always doing strange things and making odd investments. You can simply check out such wallets there. Let's take a full look at this site in a moment. And Arkham Intelligence revealed last night that, to be precise, 50,000 was rounded up, 49,858 Bitcoin was seized in the movie 2K case. These were then sold in 2024. And now comes the real kicker. Now it has been discovered that, due to entanglements with this wallet, it looks something like this. Namely, all of these ended up in the wallet of the German government. Here they came from these areas because they were completely split up. You really have to think about how much work went into this. First tracking these small wallets, then tracking them to Movie 2K, and then to the German government. Well, that was just one big transaction, but at that point it was clear. And there was even an exchange involved here where everything was sent. And this exchange is now offline. So as you can see, all of this happened quite some time ago, and now it has come out that Movie 2K owns other wallets, which Arkham Intelligence has now discovered. And it turns out that Movie 2K still owns 45,000 Bitcoin. And the German government was not able to seize these because at that time they had not yet been linked to Movie 2K.2. Wow. Under this tweet, you'll find lots of comments saying things like, bro, don't snitch. Why are you snitching? What are you doing? Here, delete this. That's basically referring to, hey, don't snitch. But to be honest, and this would actually be quite interesting, maybe something will come out of this. Honestly, this would be a case for ZommEx. If it turns out that the Movie 2K case is closed, or can the German government still go and say, this money, these almost $5 billion currently, more than double, almost twice as much as what was sold from the first tranche. I'll just call it a tranche now, because it has only just come out that this money belongs to Movie 2K. And here we can see all the outflows from all these wallets, all the different wallets that Movie 2K had. Basically, you have to imagine there are hundreds of wallets. And these hundreds of wallets are all consolidated and then gathered into this one wallet. And then it's said that Movie 2K had this number of Bitcoins in this case. What's interesting is that to this day, no other cryptocurrency has been identified here as being connected in any way, like maybe Ether, or perhaps even something completely different like Litecoin, which already existed back then, because this goes so far back and at that time, payments were mainly made in Bitcoin. So maybe at some point it will come out, oh, by the way, they also had this or that cryptocurrency, but mainly payments were made there in Bitcoin. And these Bitcoins, yes, 50,000 or rounded up 50,000, were first confiscated and also had to be sold. We also had a video and an in-depth discussion about this. How does it actually happen that this money was sold at all? You can watch it again here. So it's really interesting. But the big question is, can they still access these 45,000 Bitcoins? Because right now, Germany is only making headlines for the fact that, well, the topic of taxes in Germany with cryptocurrencies is currently a difficult issue. The question now remains, will it probably just stay as this meme for now, where we'll take another look in a moment at how many posts from all over the world there are about this case? Or can Germany still make some money with these 45,000 Bitcoins? Because, as I said, this is a screenshot, this is the current wallet, almost $4 billion that could actually still be retrieved here. But and Arkham also said this, the case with the 50,000 Bitcoins is closed, the seizure is complete, the Bitcoins have been sold. So actually the sale has been successfully completed, and this particular case should really be considered over and done with. And then the big question is, did Movie 2K or the operators behind it still manage to save these Bitcoins, or were they simply not properly researched and analyzed? To be honest, it was one of the first major cases here in Germany where it was said there's a company here where we can seize Bitcoin because the whole thing is connected to piracy. Now, of course, the big question is, where did the money actually go? There were also charges from America, from the film operators. So I think it's still not completely clear where the money is actually going. So it's probably sitting in some account, frozen until it's determined who will actually receive it. So, can Germany, and a legal expert would have to answer this, can Germany still reclaim these 45,000 Bitcoin and maybe get out of this meme bubble it's stuck in regarding Bitcoin and the current tax issue? But nothing was written into the coalition agreement about wanting to abolish this one-year holding period. But who knows what other ideas they might come up with to get money. So, can they get out of this meme bubble? Because the whole meme topic, we can see here from May 22nd, there was already 100% more that Germany could have had, or rather, that this wallet from Saxony could have had, if they had just held on a bit longer. And Arkham Intelligence also posted about it again on July 11th. And we can see that they actually lost more than double within 6 months, or rather, didn't take as profit. And we can clearly see that this has become a huge meme internationally. So a question for a legal expert. Maybe there's someone watching, or maybe Christian Solmecke, who could be tagged here and asked, "Hello, do you know more about this and could you maybe comment on it?" Because I think a lot of people are interested in this case. And it's not out of the question that Arkham Intelligence might uncover even more. And maybe in the end it's not just 45,000 Bitcoin, but perhaps even more. The whole topic is really interesting. So Germany has become a meme when it comes to Bitcoin sales, or in this case where people are saying, oh, you still have something left. Well, then we'd like to have that too. But the question is it even legally possible? The whole thing is very interesting, so let me know what you think about it in the comments. With that said, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.